and it asks us to find different parts. So we're going to start with graph A. Actually, we're going to go over all of graph A, and I'm going to leave graph B for y'all to do, okay? So for graph A, what is the axis of symmetry?
-2, -5.
Or just the axis of symmetry. X equals -2, because it is that line that goes through here, which is the equation x equals -2.
The one I said was the vertex, wasn't it?
You said the vertex, yes. So our vertex is where that graph intersects the axis of symmetry. So, or the parabola. So what is the vertex coordinate of graph A? -2, -5.
Would it be a minimum, wouldn't it?
It would be a minimum.
I got it. I already finished the whole thing.
All right, now, so we are going to go ahead and look at finding the domain of graph A. So does this graph ever stop going to the left? As this goes up, it goes to the left. So does it ever stop?
No.
Does it ever stop going to the right?
No.
Okay. So what does that mean for our domain? Negative infinity to positive infinity as our domain.
What was the 2 again?
We didn't do 2. Okay, we're only going for graph A.
I was wondering why we didn't do 2.
All right, now for the range. Y'all, please stop talking. Okay, for the range. Does this graph go down forever?
Yes. No.
No, where does it stop? Where's the lowest it goes to? -5. We're talking about the actual parabola.
Oh.
Okay, so it goes to -5, and we use a bracket because it's a closed dot. And then does that graph ever stop going up? So where does it go to? So that is our domain and range. All right, now we are going to talk about 7. So we have to figure out which of these equations works for number 7. So A, does A open up or open down? Up. Of the option choices A, B, C, and D, which ones allow it to open up?
A and B.
A and B. So it cannot be C and it cannot be D. Okay, because it opens the wrong direction.
It's B.
How would you know that?
Because it got a plus and a negative.
We got to figure that out. We have to figure out what our axis of symmetry is and see if it matches.
But wait, let's think about this. Because if you had 2 negatives, then they'd be going the same way. But if you have a plus, then it's going down, then it's going back up.
When did you do this?
I mean,
Theoretically speaking.
In theory, you gotta go down and then back up.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's how that's going to work for the equations. So let's try it.
Yeah, I'm going to be right.
Because,
I'm going to go ahead and circle it because it's so confident.
which one did you say, Casey?
B.
Okay. So we're going to take and we're going to find the axis of symmetry for each equation. So for the first one, we do negative B. What is B in that equation? -4. Divided by 2A. What is A? 1. A negative and a negative make a? 2 divided by 1 is, or 2 times 1 is 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Now, is our axis of symmetry positive 2? No. What was our axis of symmetry? -2. So can it be A? What does that mean our answer has to be?
oh my God, I'm right.
Hey, Casey, I don't know if your logic worked, but that time you were right. Okay.
It's going to work on this next one too. Watch it.
So I want y'all to do parts for B for me, please.
Look, watch this. How you so look. You got that one and that one. You just got to swap it out. Right. That's got to be a negative. And then a positive. Watch it. Watch
Which one?
it. None of them. That's a problem. Well, now look, you can't put on bottom ones because they're all positive.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I invented a method last year for the SAT. They got me a 9.
I do not. You'll have to run to the restroom, but you're free to go to the restroom if you need to.
I made a 920 on the right. I closed my eyes size. So a D.
We're gonna find out.
It don't be right. I promise you.
Let's all put parlay. You got 5 on B. I got 5 on A. See, what you got C or D.
You got C. I got C.
But now let's all be smart and actually figure out the right answer though.
It's gonna be D.
Are you just saying that because you look at D?
No. I got Miss Dawn. You saw.
You ring it. You literally went.
Exactly.
The finger got magic. Look.
All right. So for 2, what is the axis of symmetry for graph B? X equals what? 3. What was the vertex of graph B? 3, 4. Is that a max or a min? All right, 4, domain and range. What is the domain of graph B? Yes.
How would you know if it's a maximum or a minimum?
If it makes a mountain, that's a max. If it makes a valley, it's a min. So, mountain is a max. Valley is a min because it's smaller than all the rest or bigger than all the rest. All right, what is the range? Casey, stop it.
It's the box or bracket.
Bracket.
Or, and then negative infinity.
Okay, so let's talk about that. It goes from negative infinity, right? The lowest it can go is negative infinity. So negative infinity has to go first, then to 4. So negative infinity always goes on the left. Positive infinity always goes on the right.
Who is Gina Wilson?
Person who wrote that resource. All right. Now, we're going to look at 8. So, does this graph open up or open down?
It's D.
Opens down. So, can it be, which ones can it not be?
I don't know.
A and B.
It cannot be A and B. So, Casey, which one do you think it is?
D.
So, let's check D. So, we'll do X is equal to negative B. What is B?
4.
6. 6 is our B. It's in the B spot. Over 2 times A. What is A? So negative 6 divided by negative 2 is? It's what? Positive 3. Is that the axis of symmetry for graph B? Yes? Yes, it is. So that is our answer. Casey, did you use your weird theory for that? On this one?
But I was Hayes' theory. He taught me.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Look, what you mean by that? He taught me that, and then he taught me that.
That's his 32.0.
Hey, did you know I'm related?
All right, now, I want y'all to all go back to our notes from yesterday. Yes. Just put it on my laptop.
Actually, hey, didn't you teach what's his Friday kid's name?
Daniel?
Yeah, he taught Daniel something. I remember that.
All right. All right. We are going to go over number 2 all together, okay? So number 2 is the only one that we did not do yesterday, okay? So what we are going to do is we are going to find our A, B, and C. What is A?
1.
What is B?
2.
What is C?
Negative 1.
So first things first, I have to find our axis of symmetry. So we do X is equal to negative B. What is B?
2.
Over 2 times A, which is
1.
so we get negative 2 over 2, which is
Negative 1.
negative 1. So our axis of symmetry is X equals negative 1. Okay, that right there is the X coordinate of our vertex. So how do I find the Y coordinate?
Bro, how in the mess did I get negative 8?
How do I find the Y coordinate? If I have the x and I have the equation, so I have our x value and I have my equation, how would I find y? Plug it in. So we do y equals negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1 minus 1. Put that in your calculator and tell me what it is.
It's like
What you need?
Why is this my eye?
Negative 4.
I got -2.
Should be negative 2.
I got negative 16.
I got negative.
All right, it should be negative 2. Okay, if you did not put that first thing in parentheses like that, that's probably how you missed it.
Yeah, that's what's not here.
Okay, so because a negative 1 squared is positive 1, then 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 minus 1. So 1 minus 2 minus 1, or 1 minus negative 3, or 1 minus 3, which is negative 2. Okay, so our y-coordinate of our vertex is negative 2. Now remember, we have to put that in our table at the middle. So we put it in there at negative 1, negative 2. How do I get the rest of those? What do I use?
The table.
Calculator. So let's go back over how to do this. So you're going to click y equals and clear it out.
Is that a picture?
Where? Oh, yeah.
JROC2 people.
No, that's a picture of me and the other teachers at some point.
How'd you get that, sir?
All right, we go to y equals. Now, we're going to type in our equation. I don't remember what our equation is. Someone tell me.
It's
X squared plus 2x minus
X squared what?
X squared plus
minus 1.
Minus 1.
4 squared minus 8.
All right.
Minus 4.
We have our equation in here. Okay? And then we just press graph.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got that.
Now, is that how I get the values?
No.
Does that show me my exact values without me having to do a lot of work?
Oh, that's just a rough sketch.
So, what do I need to do to find all my points?
I don't know.
What do I press?
No idea.
Second,
Graph.
I'm gonna go ahead and say graph.
Second graph will give us that table. So we find wherever our axis of symmetry is. Okay? And then we put the points on both sides of it in our table. So we would do negative 2, or negative 2, negative 1, negative 3, 2.
Yeah, I'm way off.
What?
I got 17 in my head.
0, negative 1, 1, 2. What, Casey?
I got my equation says, this is what I did for yesterday. It says negative 4 squared minus 8 minus 4 negative.
You did this problem, okay? You did 3 on 2.
Oh, I sure did.
You didn't. Once we get our table, okay, we have to plot those points. So negative 3, 2, negative 1, negative 1, or negative 2, negative 1, negative 1, negative 2, 0, negative 1, 1 and 2. And then we draw the curve.
Do the thing where it straightens it out.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Look at that.
So that is our graph. Once we have our graph, we have to do our domain. What is our domain? Negative infinity to positive infinity. For our range, what is the smallest y value?
What I got?
Negative 2. And it goes up to,
Positive infinity.
and we use a bracket. There we go. Good job, Casey.
You should get
Yes.
bonus points.
I should get
You get when she gets
bonus
back.
points.
I haven't decided what I'm doing with that.
I should get a
I
have
gift
to
for my
decide.
test.
We're fire W.
I have to decide.
W. Where?
Shut up.
Yeah, okay, remember the 600? Well, actually 1300.
I've been thinking sometimes, Richie got a full grown beard.
Who? It's
They're
so
like
bad,
retarded over there.
I don't know what Reese's look like when I was here.
All right.
Oh, no.
Now, I want us to go to our pink sheets again. And we are going to do both pages 2 and 3 of the pink sheet. Okay, so I want us to talk real quick. Let me see this. We have 8 graphing questions we are going to do. Okay, we have about 20 minutes left of class today to work on these. I suggest we get as many of these done as we can. Okay, now if you do not finish these, obviously you cannot take my graphing calculators home with you. Please do not try. I will be very upset. And you will not be allowed to use them in class. And then we will be doing all of this by hand. Okay, so don't do that. But if you are working on these at home, okay, and you need a graphing calculator, remember the app Calculate 84. Okay, I think I actually have it on here. Let me see.
Calculator right there. It's an alligator. I actually named it.
Calculate 84, and it'll give you a screen that looks just like the TIs. So you would just do y equals, you can put in your equation and it'll do the same exact thing. Okay? So that is fine if you don't finish. But I want us to do these. Do y'all want to do one of these together before we? Okay. Let's look at number 2. We'll do this one together. What is A for number 2? What is B? What is C? 0. If it's not there, you put a 0. Colin, why don't you write on your paper?
Wouldn't it be negative 2 squared, x squared?
When we're talking about A, it's only what is in front of x squared. Okay, then we do x is equal to negative B over 2A. So we get negative 8 over negative 4, which is what? What is negative 8 divided by negative 4? Positive 2. So our axis of symmetry is x equals 2. And that is the x coordinate of our vertex. What do I do to find the y coordinate?
What type it in the calculator?
So we get y is equal to negative 2 times 2 squared plus 8 times 2. So someone do that and tell me what my y is equal to. It is 8. Now we put that in the middle. We put that in the middle of our table. And then we use our calculators to find all the rest of the points. Use your calculator and find the tables.
Hey, let me borrow that one.
I don't even know why my numbers are so big.
Matter of fact, tell me what you got. Never mind, I got one here. Hey, watch this. Ready? See the calculator?
Bro. Oh, you rich. I was like, how'd you get that, bro? I got this. I got it.
Let me see.
What in there?
I got this. What did you get? What?
No, I got no different. I don't know about y'all.
I'm gonna be honest, I just pressed the graph button.
That's wrong.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, how much on that line?
Okay, never mind. You're
Mine's
fine.
right.
I'm doing my question.
I know mine's
You're
right.
fine.
Wait,
You're good.
did I do mine right in the dog?
Let's say that first, and yes, you got it.
Oh, okay, I was. Reserved.
I
You're doing a different
just,
graph.
I just clicked the graph
Right now.
button and this came up.
So you go to negative 2.
Two.
Or 2, positive 2. And so you go down to positive
Table
2.
don't go down.
That does. Positive 2. So that's your middle point. So you got to put 2 on both sides of it.
Negative 17. I didn't type it in, not somebody.
Boy.
That's just a problem. Negative 2 times 2 is 8 times 2. Graph. Hold on.
2, 8.
Oh, I gotta square that one.
2, 8.
Then you plot your points.
36.
Hey.
1, 2, 3. What up?
Casey, what'd you do?
How did you get that?
It's because okay, so when you plug it in, you have to plug in X into it, not the number.
You heard?
So go back to your equation, go Y equals. Okay?
Y.
When you plug in Y equals, okay, you have to put in the real equation. So instead of having the 2 right there, you need that to be your X. Instead of that being a 2 right there, you need it to be your X. Right.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You start about right here and you go down.
Miss Dawn, how did this come up? How do people just learn
I don't know. Ask some old dead dude. Domain is negative infinity to positive infinity. And your range is from negative infinity to 8. Okay? I want y'all to work on these 8 problems for the rest of class today.
Let's go. That's not a problem.
If you do not finish, that's okay. You can use your Calculate 84 app at home, but I would suggest trying to get as many done as you can.